What's going on, world of the internet? It's Bashiri Jones here.
And I'm Kiana Jones.
And it's your favorite couple's favorite couple, the Joneses. Keeping Up with the Joneses is here. And we just excited to do another video to bring you guys value. Basically, our goal is to help inspire other couples to succeed, stay together. You know, just to be an example to other couples and to help people, you know, expand their relationships, to go for their goals and their dreams as a couple, you know, to inspire families, to inspire their children to go for their goals and dreams, you know, and this is a passion for us, is to help other couples. So we're here and we're here to give you some value. So today, we're just going to give you guys a little bit of an introduction of who we are and how we met. It's something my wife wanted to do, and this is an awesome story. So, you know, we recording this video. This video counts as a copyright, so we don't want to see none of our story on nobody's movie. Okay, we're gonna do our own movie. Yeah. So it's an introduction to the Joneses and how we met. You know, most relationships, sometimes they have that fairy tale beginning. You know, it doesn't stay that way. You know, but we had that great story, so we want to share it. So you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. So we met by our wrong phone number. Bashiri called me by mistake. He had just got a new phone and saved a phone number 1 digit off. He thought he was calling another female. But he called me by mistake, and he thought I was joking with him, so we were kind of going back and forth a little bit. And the next day, he called the number again, and forgetting that it was the wrong number. And it started a conversation, and we talked on the phone for at least 3 months before we met. And we were pretty much inseparable when we finally met face to face. We met in like December over the phone, and in person like around end of February, beginning of March.
About maybe end of February, beginning of March. You had just had Tiana.
I did.
And it's a crazy story because, like I said, I was coming from a cabaret. I remember that night like it was yesterday. I was at a cabaret with my play cousin, and I was driving home. I was toasted. I was toe up. So I was calling my friend to make sure I didn't fall asleep, you know, driving. So I said, hey, if I call and talk to my friend, you know, maybe I won't fall asleep driving. So
I said it was a booty call, but go ahead. But
no, just in case my friend actually sees it, because she knows who she is, it wasn't a booty call. But you know, just a conversation. But so yeah, I did call the next day to apologize. I actually was calling my friend again to apologize for calling her drunk that night
and late. It was like
late. It was 1 in the morning, and I forgot that I had called the wrong number that night. So I ended up calling again, and then we ended up having a conversation. And she liked the sound of my voice, because I sound sexy on the phone. So she was like, "Yeah, just go ahead and keep my number." But no, but it's crazy. But after a couple of months after we were talking on the phone, she was always telling me about her brother. You know, she was always telling me about her brother and her nephews. And, you know, we have all these conversations about her brother and her nephews and everything. She's telling me how great of a brother, you know, she had, you know, just in case Norman see this video. She was just telling me how great of a brother you were. But one day she was, some music started playing in the background. We were on the phone and music was playing in the background. And
he started yelling. And he was so laid back and calm. I didn't even realize he was talking to me. And he just got real amp all of a sudden. It was like, you know, what's that music in the background?
And she like, this is my brother music. Everybody want to be a rapper. This is my brother music. So I'm like, hold on, wait. I was like, no, I recorded and engineered that song. And I was like, your brother Norman? Because Norman, her brother, produced the music for that song. And I recorded and I engineered that song. And I was like, your brother Norman?
And I said, you know my little brother? I was like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah,
like.
so come to find, I knew both of her brothers, Norman and Pete, from the studio. You know, we all did music. Me and my buddy Byron, he owned the studio. I used to engineer and help him run the studio. And so I knew both her brothers from doing music together. And it was just a small world.
My brother actually took the phone from me. He was like, you talking to Bashiri? And he took the phone, and they just started having their own conversation, which was interesting to me because you would swear my brother was my dad. He usually is interrogating guys, or he's always giving me the warnings. And my mindset was, he knows Bashiri. If they've done music together in the studio, you know how guys are when they get together, then he would know how he is. He never said anything negative about him. He never gave no warnings. He was excited to talk to him, and I thought that was really odd for my brother to be that way.
Yeah, I'm all right, but you know, I'm not Moses.
He's a great guy.
I'm not
I
Moses.
promise, or I wouldn't have married him.
And I promise I'm not Moses.
But he's a great guy. He might be close though.
But remember, I met her calling her drunk coming from a cabaret. So I'm not Moses. But
you grew up in the church.
Yeah, I did grow up in the church, but still I wasn't Moses.
You just had that one moment before you got married where you kind of, what they said at Coming to America, soar your wild oats.
Yeah. But so we met not too long after she had Tiana, which is our oldest daughter. Shout out to Tiana, that's my little ball player. We play ball together all the time. But after we met, we kind of, you know, we just kind of, when we first met each other, we were kind of like, you know, I purposely went over her house dirty right after work. I didn't take a shower. I came straight after work. I didn't have a haircut. I wasn't shaved because I had just got out of a relationship that wasn't a good one. So I was like, if she gonna like me, she gonna like me, like the worst part of me.
Yeah.
But she already liked me because she was already giving hints over the phone. She was like, yeah, you just, and I was with, because I had a girlfriend when we were talking, and she was like, well, you know, you just getting practice. You just having practice for me. That's all. You just getting practice. So
I did say that.
She liked me before we actually met, but you know, that's because I got a nice voice over the phone, not because I was a nice guy.
Because he was honest. He was honest. In Detroit, everybody don't go by their whole names. They're usually Lil John, Ray Ray, or, you know, JR. And when I asked his name, he gave me his whole name. And that was not common from where we're from. So he was just very honest. He was just very direct. And he had this real calm, peaceful, like laid back demeanor. It was something real nurturing about his way of being, you know.
I guess that's the God in me.
Yes.
But you know, so when we first saw each other, of course I wasn't really presentable, so she like, you know, and she didn't really have her hair coming.
What?
Trust me, my wife ain't ugly, you know. But I was
my
just
hair
kinda
was
like,
combed. It was freshly permed.
it was
and
in
it
a
was slicked
ponytail.
back neatly in a ponytail. I was well groomed.
But it was like, you know, it was just like,
I had no makeup on. I don't always wear makeup. I was casual, but I wasn't all glammed up. But I was well groomed. I was very clean.
You know, but the connection was further than, I mean, look how beautiful my wife is. I mean, come on, seriously, look how beautiful my wife is. But the connection wasn't really based on physical beauty. I think we had a connection. We had an intellectual connection.
We did.
Because we spoke over the phone for so long. So we kind of got a chance to know each other before we actually saw each other. Actually reminds me of this show we just watched on Netflix called The Circle, where these people had to interact over the internet with each other. You didn't know who was catfishing or who was real and who wasn't real.
It was love at...
No, The Circle. I'm talking about The Circle.
Oh, I was thinking of the one where they was actually...
Oh, Love at First Sight?
Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't watch that whole series.
Well, in that, I think it's more like that, because in that series, they kind of basically just talk to a person, get to know them, and until they decide that they want to move on to a more serious relationship. So if you haven't seen that show, I recommend you watch it, because it's very similar to our situation. And it is very interesting how you can meet someone without actually
physically meeting them.
Exactly.
And make a connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it wasn't based off of appearance or anything. And because of that, I'm going to tell you, I say God is very clever, because I don't think we ever would have met. I don't think I would have talked to Bashiri. I don't think I would have been interested enough to give him my phone number, only because he just wasn't the typical type of guy that I would normally date. And I just believe that we were meant to meet that way, because I had some bad experience in relationships as well. I didn't trust guys at the time. Like he said, I was already pregnant. I was good and pregnant, which is why it took us so long to meet. And I wanted to have, who wants to meet somebody for the first time? I was about 8 months pregnant. So I waited until after I had my daughter, even after the 6 weeks. So it had to be in March. And I couldn't just disregard him. I couldn't, we had already kind of built like a relationship, like a friendship, and I couldn't be rude. I knew who he was. I knew he had been through some situations, and so I was patient, I was patient in our dating.
Yeah, so we pretty much mutually decided. It wasn't like we just kind of had I think we both were just looking for the same thing.
We were.
As far as long-term commitment in marriage. And I remember sitting on her couch in her apartment, and we kind of just decided to get married.
Well, before then, I remember you said that you had a conversation with God, you prayed about it, and you said that if this is the woman for me, give me the words to speak to her. I don't remember what he said, but I remember the conversation. And we were inseparable after that. After that day, I think we got married 11 months after dating. And it'll be 15 years. 15 years. April 15th. 16th. April 16th will be 15 years. So we've been married.